Now, LinkedIn headline. I think a lot of people trip and fall on this one. Face plant, big time. So there's a couple of things that I want to specifically call out. It's the first thing that people see when they search your profile. And LinkedIn, so I don't know how familiar all of you guys are with search engine optimization, SEO, but SEO is a real thing. And LinkedIn places a lot of authority and drives a lot of traffic to people based off of your LinkedIn headline. So your LinkedIn headline matters whenever it comes to searching. And so you want to optimize it for keywords that are used in your role or in your industry. And if you've never done keyword analysis before, again, we can cover this either in a coaching session in the VIP work session that we do on Tuesday or in an office hour, because I think this is really important. Keywords, identifying keywords that are relevant that you can put either in your resume or on your LinkedIn profile is really important because people search it. They want an oncology CRA. They want someone who's got senior leadership experience in phase one. They want someone who's got bioequivalence experience with healthy volunteers. They want this, they want that. They're going to search those keywords. And to the extent that you actually have those experiences, you should have those in your LinkedIn profile. And this is where your headline comes into place too. And so you want to be real particular about crafting a headline that makes a lot of sense. You can have up to 220 characters, but you don't want to waste the space because 220 characters sounds like a lot, and it is. If the only thing you do is say senior director of clinical operations, you got plenty of room to spare. I see freshers, people who are just graduated from college, saying they're experts somewhere. No, don't do that. You know what I do whenever I see that? I go right on to the next LinkedIn profile because you have just now misrepresented yourself. With that being said, it's okay to use your headline to actually show what you're looking to do. So there are some options there as it relates to I'm looking to do this or I'm looking to do that or whatever. Just make sure that there's a balance. So, for example, I wouldn't recommend that you default to your title. I know I've seen a lot of consultants who will actually say CEO, and I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I've only placed one CEO in my entire lifetime, and I've sat in this chair since 2008, but I place CRAs every day. So if you're a clinical research associate consultant, I'd recommend that you put clinical research associate on there instead of CEO of your own company. Put the ego aside. So make sure that you're considering what someone's searching for whenever you write your headline on there. Director of clinical operations is not necessarily a bad thing, but you can also put other things in there that make a lot of sense. You don't want to be silly. And I know that there's a lot of people who think, okay, well, let's just get really crafty. Okay. So I've seen people with their profiles that say ninja. Okay. Never ever recruited a ninja before, y'all. Just saying. Disruptor. Okay, I don't want anybody that's going to disrupt my environment either. So things like that that they think, okay, well, I want to be challenging, I want to be this, that, or the other. Come on. And Robin, you've been a hiring manager. Did you ever really want to hire anybody that said they wanted to challenge you?
Not specifically. I mean, I welcome a good challenge, but never with my people.
Exactly, right? So the other thing you want to avoid is being vague. You want to think about your prospective clients or your employers and what they're searching for. So instead of saying things like detail oriented, you don't need to say you're detail oriented. Show that in your LinkedIn profile. You need to tell people you're detail oriented. You're going to be that same person that forgets to put a comma somewhere in your profile, and because you said detail oriented, then that somebody's going to, have a smart pants thing to say about it, right? So team players overdone. You want to make sure that you're focusing on the skills and experiences that you offer. Hard worker, experienced, professional, those are kind of vague too. They're not specific enough. So you want to think about your prospective clients or your employers. Or I'm going to be doing an exercise that will help you with that so that you can tailor your headline. You also want to avoid being the hero. I solve everybody's world problems. I think that that's been done too much as well. Remember that while you certainly want to be clear about the problems you solve, you want to phrase it in a way to where you're not coming across as the hero. So that because your LinkedIn profile really isn't about you, you guys, it's about the individual that's looking at your profile going, this is the person that I need. And so you want to make sure that your headline really cuts it out in 220 characters or less. You can use perplexity if you need to, or something like that. The last thing is don't be needy. I have had people's LinkedIn headers say, I need help. I need a job. Help me, please. Like, come on, you guys. And I would probably tell people to be careful about saying things like aspiring CRA. I see that all the time. That's not as bad as some of the other ones because at least you're being honest about the fact that you want to move into the CRA role. But I had someone reach out to me this week and he's got 9 years as a research individual with Emory, but it's research. And his headline says 9 years clinical research. He hasn't done a human trial in his lifetime. He has just now misrepresented himself. And it's because he wants to get into clinical research. The problem is that I took the time to look at his profile. Now, not only am I going to skip over it, now I'm frustrated because he just wasted my time. So you want to kind of consider those types of things whenever you're thinking about your headline. And here are some examples. And so let's take a look at Chris. So he's got exactly what he does: recruitment manager, staffing, recruiter, customer service, negotiation, problem solving. There's a lot of really beautiful keywords here. It's kind of like a used car salesman. You don't want to be around them until you need them. Recruiters are the same thing. So when you need a recruiter, you're going to look for a recruitment manager or staffing or partner or, someone who can help me with negotiation of a contract or, that type of thing. So he's got some really good keywords there that kind of exhibit from his perspective what he does, but what he also feels is very important, showing that I'm here to support my clients. I'm dedicated to them. So it's a good headline. Nicole, she showcases her achievements. 2023 Adweek Future is Female winner. I'm a change agent. I'm a super connector. I'm a director DEI. So she shows what she's accomplished. Marin, what I love about Marin is Marin shows a lot of soft skills here: troubleshooting, branding, visual identity, digital marketing, on time, within budget, to specification, etc. So she's thinking about what problems she solves for her clients, and she's kind of like put it into her headline there. And then you take a look at Christina. She highlights her academic achievements. Perfect, especially if you are a fresher, you're just getting out of college and you don't have a lot of real life, real professional experience yet. You can take McDonald's off of your LinkedIn profile and you can add your professional accolades to it instead, starting with your headline. And then if we take a look at Linda, I would just tell you there's a lot of words here that are really good, but I'd be really careful. All of these emojis, not good, not in a headline. You want to make sure that you're meeting a little bit of a balance there. I understand that LinkedIn is social media, but you don't want to go over the top. This headline would be so much better if she didn't have all these emojis in it. So just kind of be careful a little bit on that. I don't know if this helps a little bit. Give me a thumbs up if it does, but these examples should go a long way to helping you get started, at least with an appropriate headline. Okay, I got a couple thumbs up there. So awesome. Banners. First off, you need one. But don't forget the purpose of your LinkedIn profile, you guys. You want to be found. You want to be found because you want to grow relevant connections and build a strong and robust network. Because you want to be seen as a professional who has a certain expertise so that you can be recruited for the job of your dreams. That's the point of a LinkedIn profile. Keep that mantra in your head, especially whenever it comes to every component, including your LinkedIn banner. So, unless you are a politician, steer clear of political banners. And unless your expertise or your dream job is about fighting a certain cause, steer clear of cause banners. And unless you have a favorite quote or you've got some contact information or something like that that you really want to show front and center, Favorite quotes are great. It gives me a little bit about you and what you care about. But you guys make sure that it's readable. Look at these pictures. It drives me crazy. These guys are like putting all these banners up there. This first one here, you've still got Shutterstock on there. I mean, come on, pay the $5 to get the banner that you're not getting like the watermark on it, right? And then she's got her picture right over top of the clinical trials. So it doesn't even make sense. She stole the picture, didn't pay for it, and then she's got her face over top part of it. So silly. The second one is a cause banner. So again, you kind of want to steer clear of those. What a missed opportunity. She could have totally branded herself as an expert within our industry. And while I appreciate the fact that she has a cause, maybe she runs marathons. She has 12 dogs, 3 adopted kids. I don't know, but I care about her capabilities in clinical research. And so your banner is a great opportunity to actually brand yourself in that capacity. And Mr. Rivera here, he actually sent me, this was yesterday. And while I appreciate the fact that he's made an attempt to build a banner, his face is right over top of his name. So just think, you guys, think. Don't be transactional whenever it comes to your banner. And I would actually recommend that you build one, because here's the science behind the banner. Heat mapping. And there's, again, I can show you how to do a heat mapping either through the VIP community office hours or through a coaching session. But there's a science behind the heat mapping in a banner where you start with your picture and then it scrolls to the words and then it leads the person right through your profile and takes them into your headline and then to the next step, etc. You've hooked them. You've hooked someone. They're there on your profile for more than a few seconds. They're going to read what you've got to say, and that's what you want. They've landed on your profile, give them a story. And there's a huge science behind it. So if you use text on your banner, the science behind it, again, is where you put it on the screen in relation to where the eye flows. You just want to make sure that your banner is not too cluttered. You want to make sure that it's readable so that when people look at it, they should see your face first, and then their eyes should naturally go to any graphics or text. So you want it to flow. And you can do this on Canva. You guys get the free Canva version. It is easy to use, and I'm giving you the size that you can use here. So you go to Canva, it's canva.com. I'll have this in the replay. We'll make sure there's a link for it for you. When you go to, you click on the Create a Design button, there's a social media option. So you're going to click on the social media option, and then you're going to select this size. It's 1584 by 396. That's the standard LinkedIn banner size. And so once you've done that, you can go create it. Just remember where your face is going to hit. So you want to make sure that you're putting things in the place to where your face is not going to be covering up anything, any message that you're trying to share. But there are examples out there already that they'll have templates on Canva that are free templates that you can start from. You don't have to create it from scratch. You could pay someone to do it, you guys, but I will tell you right now, and Becky, keep me honest, but Canva is super simple to use, isn't it?
Very simple. Yeah, I recommend it.
Mhm.